Well, hey everybody, this is John with the Active Towns channel, and we are in Amersfoort, and we just arrived here at Amersfoort Central. And this is my first time here, so looking forward to it. And I've got a special guest here, so I'm gonna turn the camera around. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Chris. Yeah, I'm a new resident to Amersfoort. We've been here for a couple of months, and 2 years in the Netherlands, and nearly 3 months in Amersfoort. But
fantastic. Yeah. I detect a slight accent.
Yeah.
You're not from this area.
No, not from around here.
Yeah.
Is it that obvious?
Yeah.
No, I'm from Australia. My wife is from the Netherlands. But I've abducted her over there for the last 15 years. And now we moved back here in 22 with our kids. And we first were in Rotterdam, or near Rotterdam, just to the west towards Delft from there. And then we were in the south of the country, and we kind of tested out a few different regions, and now we've found our forever home, I think.
Oh, really? Yeah, so this is it. This is the forever home.
Yeah, we've been looking for a long time. We've moved many times in the years, but Amersfoort, especially for us, with for the kids, from a family perspective, is just a totally different planet. Like,
well, that's good because you're a new resident here, but you obviously went through a lot of thinking about where you wanted to be, and the fact that you're saying this is your forever home means that there's something special about this place. So let's go check it out and see what is special.
Definitely.
All right, let's do it.
So we'll take off this road. You do have to watch out for the buses around here because they are not mucking around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they mean business.
Yeah.
But they're kind of, I think they're a little bit like Tokyo train drivers. It's like, if they're going, they're going.
So how old are your kids?
So we have a 2-year-old who's nearly 3, and a 7.
Oh, okay.
Who's nearly 8. They love it here. Absolutely. We've been, as I was mentioned before, we were in the south, in South Limburg, which is, like I would describe it as it's kind of a bit of a hybrid. It's not typically Dutch, it's not German, it's not Belgian, but it's kind of a mix of all. And in Limburg they even have Limburgese. Please don't quote me on any of my Dutch because I'm still a young I'm still a student. But they even have their own dialect there, which is now being recognized through Google Translate. It's quite a different quite a different place, and it's a lot of that Belgian influence, but there, one of the things we noticed was really like when you want to go around as soon as you want to kind of do much outside of the home and outside of like your immediate block with the kids, we were still having to think about it. Right. It wasn't just 100%, automatic, which is, which for us, that was, when we moved over to the Netherlands, that was kind of one of the musts.
Right.
It was about the kids being able to grow up in this place where they could just do what they want, a bit like how we felt as kids growing up. It's just this, the whole point of the Netherlands was to have that freedom and autonomy.
Right.
And we found in the south, we didn't have it there. There was a bit too much. And it was a lot to do with the infrastructure for one. So there's still bike lanes, which, it was pretty first world problems, I think, compared to a lot of the world.
Sure.
There's still Dutch bike lanes. So, But compared to up here, no. Like up here, you'll see at the end of school time, any day of the week, so many kids. From age of 4 and up, by themselves or with a group of kids, and going through really busy intersections and things. And it's just kind of, there's no one looks twice, and it's mostly because it's really well separated, the infrastructure here. So there's very little where you are kind of combining with cars or vehicles, but when you are, it's this kind of situation where...
Yeah, super slow.
Yeah. Everything is built in, paved in, and super confined. And the other thing that's kind of noticeable too is there's not even that much bike traffic. So in Amersfoort, there's like 180,000 residents.
Right.
You never ever feel that though. Like
Okay.
I've always kind of, whenever I'm out, I'm always like, where is everybody? Because everything flows so well.
Right.
And the commerce is so well distributed all around the Amersfoort centre. It's not all just in, you know, a couple of lucky key streets. It's the whole, you'll see when we get there afterwards, it's just the whole centre.
Yeah.
It's just people doing all different things.
Yeah.
You don't get much red lights here either, because it's all, they've got, most of the intersections have got the automated cyclist detection stuff. So yeah, you don't get any chance to catch your breath and talk.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, it's yeah. So that was, for us, that was one of the really crucial things that we came to the Netherlands for, is to have this kind of setup where you just can relax, get out, and especially for kids too. And yeah, we hadn't found that in other places in the Netherlands. And we did like a few places like Delft and Nijmegen and stuff, but especially for the younger kids.
Yeah.
We found here was just that, just had a little edge. Like,
right.
And it's, so like the first most obvious thing is, yeah, it's really nice to get around.
Yeah.
But then, as we'll go and see, like down at the Randenbroek Park, which is Randenbroek, meaning the river Randen.
Right.
It flows through it. Just the level of play which has been built into the city.
Right.
In so many different corners. It's just amazing. And the investment in the parks, the cleanliness of the parks, the maintenance. Yeah, super nice. And we just have such a relaxed feeling as mum and dad when we go out here.
Right.
As soon as we get past, sometimes, you have a 4-lane intersection or something, which is always well put together, but as soon as you pass that, you go back into fully relaxed chill mode. You're never really looking over your shoulders.
Right.
With petrol scooters and, you know, that kind of thing, which we found in other cities, you still, even when you were kind of well away from cars, you still always had that imminent threat of
of the scooters,
of the scooters, and just we'll take a right here.
Okay.
Of the fast traffic. So now we're getting kind of down towards the top of the Randenbroek Park. It's huge. I'll have to show you on a map when we sit down afterwards, but it was the grounds of, don't quote me as a Dutch historian again. But it was the grounds of a hospital, I believe. So it sprawled across this massive estate, and then when the hospital was closed down, instead of letting it be developed, we'll take a left up here. Instead of letting it be developed, they instead kept it all as parkland. So lucky us.
Yeah.
And there's kind of a few sections which have got some different purposes. So there's some sporting fields and stuff built into it, but look, it's incredibly valuable land, but a long time ago they already saw this is such an essential part of the character of Amersfoort, this access to the running river, which is a safe river to swim in all year round, not like a lot of canals and things are, because it's a proper flowing tributary. So it retains that access to nature, you know, on your doorstep. And you
and the high water quality because of the flowing water.
Now we'll take a right in through here.
Okay.
And actually, no, we'll go on the first one up here. It is a shared path zone, so we go a little bit easy on the gas. You have, you know, dog walkers through here, kids and all that kind of thing. But as we actually go maybe this way, there's a really good shot of a nice playground you can see there. So this is one of our favourites, but It was actually when we first came up and did some property inspections.
Yeah.
We came in here to entertain the kids for a little bit, and we were just the kids just fell in love immediately.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were already in love, just in the middle of a massive city, and 2 seconds ago we were in all the hustle bustle, but
right.
You can't even hear a car. And
yeah, I mean, you've got the birds.
Yeah. Just
chirping right here.
Bird songs and wind in the trees, and I'm here pretty much twice a day, every day, and walk the entirety of the park with my dog. Okay. And he's so happy here too.
Okay, well that's good. You got the kids thumbs up, and you got the doggy says paws up. We're good to go.
Yeah.
That's great.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. Yeah, absolutely beautiful.
And that is like part of the original, I understand it's part of the original hospital buildings, and that's pretty much all of the built stuff that remains on the park. There's a tiny little timberman's cottage thing, and
it looks like they're remodeling it. Are they going to do like a restaurant or something?
I'm not sure. They've been super busy though. There's been heaps of trades coming in here every day. We'll take a right here, and then we'll connect back up onto some bike path.
Okay. Yeah, beautiful structure. Be interesting to see. I could just totally see like a nice outdoor cafe right there overlooking that green.
Oh yeah, and everyone would be here for the wedding photos.
And right next to the waterway here.
Yeah, that's the special dog swimming zone with the dog swimming jetty.
Okay.
So
very nice.
Take a left down here.
Okay. Oh, let's see. Yeah. Guys, pass first.
Yeah.
Yeah, having access to nature, so close to the city, like you said, the hustle and bustle. Yeah. We've got some sporting fields right here.
Yeah.
And so, having that access is so essential, but then also having the connectivity to and through it is absolutely essential. So you can walk and bike to all these meaningful destinations.
Yeah, exactly right. That's it. It's kind of, that was one thing that I noticed about the South. It was some incredibly beautiful hills. Yeah. Without question, that people come from all around, and like the Amstel Gold Race, which most people have heard of, is a lot through there, near Maastricht and Valkenburg.
Yeah.
And the beauty's undeniable, but you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
How accessible is it?
Yeah.
How relaxed are you to go there? Do you have to feel like you have to put on the battle armor? Like, do you have to helmet up and be in that traffic mindset?
Right.
Or do you get to just kind of head out your door and just enjoy it? And that's it. That changes the value of nature so much when there's no question. Right. When it's just automatic, it's nice outside, I will go there. Whether it's raining, what time of day, it doesn't matter. We'll cross a busy road here without a crossing. So this is the only road that dissects the park.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's kind of an uninterrupted, nice 6-7 kilometer loop that goes around. But yeah, so that for us is so crucial. And the other day was a perfect example. I think it was on Wednesday. It was pouring down rain. I think that was the day that you said you didn't go out and do footage because it was too wet.
Yeah.
But me and my 2-year-old, we had our rain suit on. And
having a blast.
We went to the zoo. We were there for about 3-4 hours. We had the place to ourselves.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking while I was riding home, it's that kind of scenario when you're on a bike, of course, as well, to get to and from places. Yeah. If the infrastructure is not super relaxed and super comfortable, there's just that immediate reason to question, should we do this or not?
Right.
And here we go. We should be able to slide past this guy.
Yeah, looks like it.
Hey. So
you've got to have park maintenance too. So
yeah, you'll see here. It's kind of, it's got a very natural aspect, but it's just really well maintained. And but yeah, so with the going out for this huge session in the rain we did on Wednesday, if I had to also take into consideration the arduous nature of like battling old Melbourne traffic, or even when we were living in the south of the Netherlands, having to get out there and worry about all of the rest of the road users and that kind of, just that, all that headache.
Yeah, it's an extra friction, you know.
That's it,
there.
and that little extra bit of friction on some days is just enough to then say, okay, I won't do it. It gives you an excuse to think, you know, the weather's bad, I'm going to have to go and trudge through the city to get here or there, and I don't feel like, and then all of a sudden the excuses start and you don't. But when it's like this, your excuses are very low. So it's kind of like there's a good zoo there. We've got nothing else to do. What's a bit of rain?
Exactly.
Let's do it. It's like, take a left here. So on a hot summer's day, this is just full of kids swimming. All here to the left. So they've got, those really well-designed type playgrounds, but over here you've got the nature playgrounds too, which, very Dutch.
Well, this is a global movement right now, is adventure play and creating opportunities for kids to
it's magnificent.
Climb over stuff and jump off of things, and it just
and here they're straight in the river, muddy toes, everything. It's covered in picnic blankets. There must be hundreds of families here that come and check it out. And further down here there is also, they've got a so like within the park there's that like really kind of natural element, and all through here too there's kind of dog-free zones, so you can have your dog in a lot of areas, but they're quite protective of certain clutches of vegetation, and they're just trying to keep the bird population and everything happy. So but then there's a dog park which is set up as well. There's over in the old gas works, the chimney stack's still there, but that's now a cafe. That's the only real commerce on the park. You can see some kids kind of freelance playing there in the field by the tree. When they're wearing the vest, they'll be with one of the after-school programs. You can see the after-school vest programs. Here they call it BSO for the after-school. Got it. There's a bunch of them there, and there's that stack. There's the little cafe. And they run quite wild. And they're out here in the rain or the shine. It's kind of, it's good for them. And here you have a dog park, which is like 5-star. It's just fully enclosed. It's got all of the like running logs and jumping. So everyone gets their thing, and it just all, that's what we really just fell in love with this park, because it just kind of ticks everything that you need, or could ever really want, and it's smack bang in the middle of the city. Love it. We'll take a right on this one. Again, lots and lots of wildflowers going to town here. The pollinators are having a blast. It's huge with the Gemeente, with the local municipality. Just recently, they sent out this invitation for free plant deliveries to everyone. So whether you're a renter, an apartment block, a home, and it's just a first come, first serve, but they're giving away now free plants just to get people to on their residential plots,
Right.
whether it's a house with a rock garden or paved garden,
Yeah.
or you're in an apartment block with a shared area, to put pollinators in.
Yeah.
So everything is about, and it's all free. And it's not like get 2 free pot plants. It's
Right.
like they provide a truckload.
Right.
And if you're in a big apartment building, they'll bring out something like 50 mature plants.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's, how do we get more greening? We'll literally give it away.
Right.
If you plant it and you guys just
Yeah.
allow it to be planted, we will bring it to you,
Yeah.
delivered. That's it. I'm going to take you past my local shops
Okay.
because we're in the area anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And again, you can just see how close we are relative to the park. Now we're on, a nice little street here. You can see some kids heading home from school. Very nice.
Yeah, that's it. You've got some, I think it's probably 30% of, or even less, of Amersfoort would be low rise, or that kind of adjoined but single family home type living.
Yeah.
Still, relatively confined blocks, and they squeeze them together.
Right.
But 70-80% would definitely be living in apartments. So
Right.
that was a big change for us too.
Right. Yeah.
We've, for the last 4 or 5 homes we've lived in, we'd always been in a house.
Okay.
See, he's a courteous driver.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to give way, but he does.
Yeah.
We're going to take a left
Okay.
up through here.
All right. Whole bunch of little shops. Yeah, so you're saying you were previously mostly in a home.
Yeah, it's kind of, we went through a funny transition where it was like, we're in Australia in COVID time, we had 2 cars,
Yeah.
a 4-bedroom home near the city with a big yard and stuff. Then
Yeah.
COVID,
Yeah.
and then we went to 1 car, 1 subscription car.
Yeah.
Then we went to 1 car.
Yeah.
Then we decided to leave the country and come here and went to no car.
Yeah.
And we were still in houses though for the first 2 places.
Yeah.
And then coming up here, now we're into an apartment.
Okay.
So, and we've also decided to go down to like a 2-bed place with our young kids that share
Yeah.
a room. Take a right here. We've decided to go down to a 2-bed place from our last home, which is down in South Limburg, which was a big 4-bedroom place with a garage.
Yeah.
But we've been finding with each kind of step we've taken smaller,
Yeah.
it's been freeing,
Yeah.
definitely. We
Yeah.
have much lower overhead.
Yeah.
And we'll take a left on this one. I'll take you past my apartment.
Okay.
It's really, if you need to use the WC, you can,
Yeah.
if you feel like it. But so we've gotten much freer with every kind of step down in size, and
Yeah. It's sort of simplifying. In some ways, it's sort of simplifying, It's like
it's simplifying, but at the same time though,
Yeah.
it's been a direct trade-off
Yeah.
for the space in the home
Yeah.
to the amenity.
Right.
And it's something which, if you'd have said to me in 2019,
Yeah.
you're going to be living in a 2-bedroom apartment,
Yeah.
take it right here,
Yeah.
in a
And
2-bedroom.
before we take him right here, let's just point this out is like, boom. Right after this, you've got this nice little pathway right here.
This is my route into the city. So when I came
Yeah.
and picked you up from the station, this is my,
Yeah.
I'll show you, we've got a really direct,
Yeah.
so we've taken like a very roundabout,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I think from me to Amersfoort Central or the centre of town,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
I'm never counting, but it's usually
yeah.
I think 5 minutes. Most of the time we're walking. So
Right.
that's one of the big things here is we just, we actually, we have 2 e-cargo bikes, which you needed when you lived in the south.
Right.
One here just is collecting dust.
Right,
So
right.
I'm probably going to end up selling it or something.
Sure, yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
another thing that we don't need. So we'll be, again, having less, but nothing's lost. Yeah.
Well, and this is such a good point. I mean, so we've got all this housing here, so we've got some nice gentle density happening.
Yeah.
And then boom, you've got a nice pathway. It takes you right into the city center. It's just brilliant.
This is a nice big, it's probably 2-acre forest.
Okay.
So, like where our house is, up this way. Poor learner drivers on camera.
Yeah.
It's good fun. So yeah, this is just really dense bush.
Yeah.
And no real manicured path. And then our place is up there, the second one with the shiny, with the little colourful windmill thing.
Right, right. We won't actually show that on video.
No.
But right up in there.
The beauty of it is, like we're so close to all we've been in.
Yeah.
We look directly only onto this bush.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or boss
Yeah.
in Dutch. So you just, when we were in the big home in country South Limburg, we looked onto a 60-kilometre-an-hour road.
Right. Yeah.
And here we, have 180,000 neighbours, but we can't actually see any of them out our window. So it was just a perfect place for us to take a. Actually, we'll go straight here. I'll show you.
Okay.
I'll show you. You can see too, as well, like you just get such a drastic difference in a lot of the different neighbourhoods. Like there's so many pockets to Amersfoort. Still discovering. Mm-hmm. Might have somebody in a rush behind you.
Okay.
No, he's
nope.
doing that.
He's already home.
He's already home. Yeah, so you kind of have so many different pockets of different style of development.
Right.
We'll take another right just here. But it just meshes together well. Like, it's different, but it works.
Yeah.
So the kind of the design philosophy is, and we'll take a left here, is it's obviously there. They try to keep the consistent kind of colour tones and things of streets, but the format of housing is drastically, like in Utrecht and in Delft, you get certain sections which are swathe after swathe of exactly the same type of development. And a lot of those places I found intimidating. I didn't know if I'd be able to find my way home after a few beers.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to show you, like, there's these little parklets like this.
Yeah.
And
sweet.
Yeah, we've just got on pretty much every 200-300 meters. Yeah. You just have this.
Yeah. Another little pocket of green and some fun play.
No shop, no commerce or anything, just it's municipal park. They do take a lot of community feedback in a lot of the development. So the Randenbroek playground with the cool red castle, that's my son's favourite.
Yeah, yeah.
That one, I think they spent around 3 to 4 years in consultation before they brought down the old playground.
Right, right.
But yeah, that's why it's so, it fits so well. Yeah. Because they spent all the time in what exactly the community in this area wants now and they want for the next 10, 20 years. Yeah. And then instead of, they had kind of thought about doing a couple of parklets, but instead they put a lot more budget into that one, and it works, and it's really well used. So yeah, that's the thing with a lot of everything just feels quite naturally built in here. There's nothing that really sticks out like, whoa, there's a big attraction. Yeah, it's just, that's just what's around the corner. That's, you know.
All right, where to next?
Well, I think now we might head up towards the city ring. So it's called Amersfoort for a reason. Yep. I'll go on this stuff here. Yeah, it's still got remnants of the old fortifications. Okay. In really nice condition too. Yeah, yeah, super cool because it's kind of, it makes you think of like Ghent and stuff like that when you see. Yeah.
This is the fort, part of the fort.
Yeah. more little playgrounds. They're just hidden away. Yeah, there's a lot of history which I'm yet to catch up with on Amersfoort. Okay. So that's like, it's also, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It was, we'll head down this way first. Yeah, so during the COVID times, we, like many people, went crazy with our inability to travel and missing out on being able to come to Europe, because with my wife being from here, we used to come every year. Yeah. And for a couple of years we couldn't. But that was also something that we realized, like, the older we get and the more of a family we are, because we used to have one kid, now we have two kids.
Yeah.
And we have two kids with disability, like me.
Okay.
So it's kind of accessibility. Yeah. Just takes on new meaning. Right. With like each of those stages.
Right. Right.
And especially all combined together. And we were finding that so in this day and age, where we're at now, international travel, plane travel and stuff for me is really not a great idea. So,
right, yeah.
Yeah, and mainly it's to do with just respiratory type issues and the stress of air travel. So but it was a bit of a part of also like, let's just go to EU then.
Right.
Can maintain sea level. And it's just, where we are here, where we can maintain, I think, slightly below sea level.
Yeah, right.
Even better. But it is crucial, so even though our family has changed, our life and stuff has changed, we've now put ourselves somewhere where we don't have to feel like we miss out.
Right, yeah.
Oh, here's a great shot.
Yeah, look at this. You can see some people up there. Very nice.
Yeah, really beautiful. Like, just the whole centre is a lot of the, just that beautiful red clay. Yeah. Brick, and there's two kind of major towers. One is part of the cathedral, and the other is the cadastral centre point of the Netherlands.
Ah, wow.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, the big one.
Yeah.
That one is apparently the middle of the Netherlands.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was a bit the history of Amersfoort, and what grew it was being the middle of the Netherlands. It was a natural rail connector. So a lot of the north, south, east, west lines all run through here. And even though they don't have the station with the volume of like an Utrecht. Right. They still have the connectivity. So we kind of don't have the traffic, but we do get to jump on the direct lines that go to Hanover or Berlin or down to Belgium or Paris or something. And a lot of them swing through here anyway. So so we kind of, we're very lucky. We still get the access to the EU rail.
And I see what you mean too, by, we're in a completely different context here. We feel like we're a little bit more in the old historic city center area. Yeah. And again, all just literally 2-minute ride from where we were before. Yeah. As I said, most of the time now we just walk around. Yeah. Why not? It's beautiful. Yeah. And you see probably, I think,
proportionately more people walking around Amersfoort than you do a lot of other cities in the Randstad.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, it's just that slower pace of things.
And when the distances are there, you know, they're not, you know, they're short, you can, that walk, that meaningful destination walk,
Yeah.
that makes it possible, especially if it's a pleasant walk.
Yeah. And the other security, like insurance that you've always got there, if you're aged or disabled or with kids, is the bus network of Amersfoort is unbelievable.
Okay.
It's just runs so frequently, so well-oiled.
Yeah.
And
of course, that's one of the bigger challenges too, when you get into some of these other communities that, you know, aren't your big city centers, is you question whether you're going to have that same level of public transit.
yeah. Well, and then that's it. It's a natural concern for, like, if you're going to go out and walk through your day.
Yeah.
This is one of the old gates, which is a really super cool one.
Swing the camera around, catch the gate. Nice.
Right.
Yeah, you can see that gate right into the city center there. And that walking area, you can immediately see that, you know, it's just...
And there's no signposting or anything, you just know.
Yeah, you
this
just
is
know.
not somewhere you quickly ride on a bike.
Right.
This is a domain for, you know, just everyone to take it slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a very, just smooth kind of way.
Yeah.
That's the thing with, like, where they, for me, they just nail the design of this city so well.
Right.
Nothing feels unnatural, forced. Yeah, nothing feels like, you know, now we've decided to do this strategy for traffic reduction or something. There's nothing that says that to you. It's just naturally like, if I live here, it would be fairly nonsensical to have a car.
Yeah.
No one has to tell me not to have a car.
Right.
But why?
Yeah.
It's just...
Which is kind of a mind shift, you know, for you, you know, coming out of Melbourne, where it was like, well, of course I'm going to have a car. In fact, I'm going to have two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you kind of see a little bit what I mean with the whole centre has just got these little pockets.
Yeah.
No matter where you live, I don't think you have to go more than like a 2-minute walk for a decent beer.
Yeah.
And a good place to just catch up with people. There's
Yeah.
bakeries all over town and stuff, but not too much either.
Yeah. Yeah.
Enough, but not too much. It's quite a quiet town in the evening. Like on a Friday and Saturday night, you don't really have anywhere that's really blasting music or anything. And
Right.
Except for fireworks season on King's Day or New Year's Eve, of course, when the whole place goes mental. But
Right. Swing the camera around, get a little glimpse in there.
There's a house underwater.
House underwater.
I never even noticed that one.
Yeah.
There was we'll take a right here.
Yeah.
This is one of the more popular spots, I think.
Okay.
People come to sightsee.
Yeah.
On a weekend, there's a few cafes here, but
Okay.
a lot of guys here are quite responsive to the rain, so on market days and stuff,
Yeah.
when it rains, a lot of them just decide to sleep in instead.
Yeah. Right. And again, one of the other historic gates.
Yeah, you get a great view on this other side, and you can get an idea that we actually are. You have the historic gates, and then
Yeah.
that's probably the most abrupt
Yeah.
scenery change.
Right. Historic gate and sushi today.
Trains.
And train. Wow.
There's pretty cool. We might go down here and take a left and left.
Okay.
And check out a little bit of like, it's a bit like the more modern, developed section. Which I honestly haven't explored much myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm a sucker for the old stuff, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, all this is apartments above and eateries, some shopping below. Yeah, they have another market. So there was a market here this morning, there was a market in the centre,
right,
and a market also on the theatre square. So they have 3 market spots. And it's
3 market spots, wow.
Oh, and they are chockers. Like, yeah, people, especially if the sun's out.
Yeah.
It's pointless for us to ride our bikes into the centre unless you want to put it in the parking, because it takes you longer to find somewhere just to put your bike down than it does to just walk in. So.
Yeah. And these are some pretty major vessels here on the canal.
Yeah, I think that's a restaurant, that one.
Yeah, sure looked like it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a visit to a Dutch city if you didn't go and visit the, old boats in the canal.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
And not all of them have, access, this close of access to the larger canals. And so, you've got some pretty good sized boats hanging out in this one, for sure.
Yeah, you can get from here with the bridge and lock system. It's quite simple. You can get up to the IJsselmeer, which is that whole major northern lakes system of above the Randstad, and you can get from here all the way up there. So you'll see a lot of these have got much bigger masts than a lot of things that you'll see in a lot of other ports.
Right, yeah.
A bit of a draw card for us too, because we love sailing.
Yeah.
And it is part of the future plans.
Okay.
To sail again. Maybe we'll go on the other side and cut back down the other side of the...
Yeah, let's do that.
And then we'll work our way in. I think it's probably one of the most beautiful little spots. Might be a bit of a hike, our bike. A little bit of a slight detour. I found here too, like, there's some spots where there's nowhere which really says don't ride a bike.
Right.
But like just there, it doesn't say don't ride a bike.
Yeah. But it wasn't an easy transition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then you're also 1.5 meters from people's balconies here. So there's an obvious reason they don't want fast traffic.
Yeah.
The other side was less residential and but then it's also not forced upon you. It's still, you can ride here, but just through design, okay, obviously you're gonna take it a bit more easy here.
Yeah.
But still definitely not a spot for cars.
Right.
So what's been so far your highlight?
Oh gosh, really just being able to reconnect with all my contacts and all my friends. Here it's, that's always the best part of it, is just reconnecting with people. And sometimes I'm interviewing folks, for the podcast and on the channel, and I will have never met them in person.
Yeah.
And so having that opportunity to meet somebody
here's a little cug.
in person, look at that. That's a hoot.
To make that personal connection.
Yeah. you make that personal connection, whereas before it was always just sort of an interview that you did. So.
Yeah. And where the city that you live, are you in Houston?
Austin.
Austin.
Yeah.
Austin.
Yeah.
I would love to visit Austin.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. It's from a Dutch perspective, we are building out a Dutch-inspired cycle network.
Wow.
And have been working with the Dutch Cycling Embassy for the past 12 years.
Cool.
And
have you been visited by Chris over there?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I gave him a bike tour over there.
Nice.
In fact, in 2022, I gave him a bike tour. The next day I got on a plane and saw Melissa at the Cargo Bike Festival. 2 days later, I ran into them in Delft because I was staying in an apartment there in Delft, about 2 blocks away from their house. And so we would run into each other on the streets. So
superb.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've known Chris and Melissa for, oh gosh, dating back all the way to, I guess 2015. Almost a decade.
Yeah.
So. And just had drinks with them a couple nights ago.
Lovely.
After the conclusion of the Dutch win.
Yeah. Jeez, they get pretty feverish about it, hey?
Yeah.
The Dutchies.
They sure do.
Even I got taken into it. Like,
yeah, it's fun, you know? You get caught up in all the energy.
They did have a giant urinating polar bear.
Really?
That was right where those other features were.
Okay.
But,
the polar bear.
It was taken away because of the evening noise complaint of the water dripping. But that's when you know you're really living in a non-car city.
Yeah.
When the sound of dripping water is enough to remove an artistic installation.
That's pretty funny.
You can tell it's a quiet place, yeah.
That's pretty funny.
We'll actually take a left up over this little funny bridge. And straight through, yeah. Yeah, so there was a giant polar bear, but it got taken away. So it was really, I couldn't help it, but it reminded me of, there's a terrible rum in Australia called Bundaberg rum. Yeah. The sugarcane stuff, but it's really made for the fly-in, fly-out mining workers. Yeah. We'll keep it right hard here. Okay. This is, so yeah, you just saw one of the really modern squares. Yeah. I don't know, what is it? 2 minutes later? Yeah. And now this is the base of that centre point of the Netherlands tower. Okay. And it happens to, this is the theatre square, is what it translates to, but on the left there's one of the really old theatres, and it's just all superb place to come and hang out under the trees. Yeah. And we might hop up the curve and head to the left. So now you can say you've been to the middle of the Netherlands. Yeah, for sure. This is it. This is it. This is the middle of the Netherlands, geographically speaking. Yeah. Wow.
And what a absolutely beautiful little center square area.
Yeah, it's not as busy as even on a sunny kind of winter day. It's busier than this. So I think there's a few people put off a bit by the weathers, and it's also the beginning of some people's holiday break.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And the Dutchies around here, they're notorious travellers. I think they're all taking over Spain and things like that at the moment as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's one thing here. You've got it's more of a local population who's actually kind of filling up the restaurants. It's less tourists. So
that's a really good point. I was going to ask you about that. There is some historical context to this place, but in reality, it gives you the feel as if this is mostly residents.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and that's with the markets and stuff as well. Like, you see a few, but compared to you've been in Utrecht and Amsterdam and Ghent and places, it's where it's probably one-for-one feeling on the street, which it's fine when the place is designed right, but here it's maybe, I don't know, 1 in 10 tourists to locals, which is cool. Yeah, you build up a familiarity with your barista and the places you like to eat at and stuff, and I think that can be difficult in a much bigger and busier setting. You know, just to get that kind of that connect that doesn't make it feel like a big city. Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, I think we've worked up a little bit of a thirst. Maybe we should go patronage one of the businesses here. That sounds good.
Definitely. There's any to pick from.
Fantastic. Well, Chris, thank you so much. This has been wonderful, cruising around your new city here, and anything that we didn't cover that you want to, leave the audience with.
I'd say it's great. Visit, people are always welcome. There's a lot to see, and it's a pretty relaxed place to do it, also with kids too. So no reason not to.
And you can hear the bells too.
Yeah, right on time.
Right on time. Fantastic. Chris, thank you so much, man.
Boom.
Yes.
And again, sending a huge thank you out to all my Active Towns ambassadors supporting the channel on Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, YouTube Super Thanks, as well as making contributions to the nonprofit and purchasing things from the Active Towns store. Every little bit adds up and it's much appreciated. Thank you all so much.